Hey there, lighting enthusiasts. Gini Trask here for Lighting Warehouse. This is going to be a very quick overview of how to install a landscape lighting system. So buckle up and let's light your way. Before you get started, you're going to want to make sure you've got all the tools and lighting products you need. For tools, you'll need a measuring tape or measuring wheel, Phillips and flathead screwdrivers, wire strippers, something to trench with, like a trenching tool or a spade. If your ground is hard, you may need a hand spade or a shovel to install the lighting fixture stakes. For mounting the transformer, you're going to need a drill and stainless steel screws. And if you're installing into masonry, you'll need a masonry bit and the appropriate anchors. You're also going to need those for mounting any wall-mounted fixtures. You're also going to need all the appropriate parts for your landscape lighting system. You'll need an outdoor lighting transformer, lighting fixtures, lamps for the fixtures, that is unless you're using pre-lamped or integrated fixtures. You'll need the correct size lighting wire and 2 waterproof connectors per fixture plus a few extras. Do not use normal wire connectors. Your connectors should be appropriate for outdoor wiring and will probably have some silicone inside them. If you bought one of our DIY kits on lightingwarehouse.com, then you got all the parts you need in one box. So way to go, you! Also, you're going to want about 5 feet of gray PVC Schedule 40 conduit to protect the wire between the ground and your transformer. And it's a solid idea a few days before you dig to call 811 and get your utilities marked. This can prevent you from digging into a gas line or electrical line, which could cause a lot of damage or serious injury. So I recommend you give them a call. Now, to get a handle on your layout, you're going to place your fixtures where you want them to go. Great news, you can leave them in the box at this time so you can identify them, and keeping them in the box will also ensure that they don't get damaged while you're working. You'll also need to decide where you're going to want to mount your transformer. It needs to be near a GFCI outlet, and you'll want to mount it to something sturdy, so not like a fence picket, but rather a wall or a post, something that can withstand the weight of the transformer. So figure out where you're going to need to dig your trenches and figure out if any obstacles are going to block your path. Then it's time to get to that hard work. Dig your trenches 3 to 4 inches deep. And it's okay to have several different runs going back to the transformer. Starting at your furthest fixture, run wire back to where you'll install your transformer. Leave some slack in the wire at each fixture and about 5 extra feet at both ends of your wire run. Now it's time to wire your fixtures. Take the fixtures out of the box and install the lamps if necessary. Cut your wire and strip a small portion of the insulation. Ideally, all of the exposed wire is going to be covered by the wire connectors, so don't strip too much. Each fixture will have 2 connectors, and most of your connections will look like this. You'll connect the wire from the lighting fixture to one wire that heads towards the transformer and one wire that heads toward the next fixture. So each connection is going to have 3 wires, except for the very last fixture where there will only be 2 wires in each connection. Lay the wire in the trenches, but don't bury them yet. Once all the fixtures are connected, it's time to mount the transformer. The transformer is going to need to be at least a foot off the ground, but you're really going to want it higher than that for easy access. And even though it is weatherproof, you still want to be sure to place it in an area that it doesn't get directly soaked from one of your sprinkler heads or a gutter downspout. Run the wire through the PVC conduit and through the hole in the bottom of the transformer. Now you're ready to wire the transformer. Put 1 wire in the COM, and if you're using LED fixtures, put 1 wire in the 15-volt terminal. If you're using incandescent fixtures, you're going to want to use the 12-volt terminal. Now it's time to fire it up! Turn on the transformer and make sure that every light lights up. If any did not, check your connections and make sure the lamps are installed correctly. This is why we didn't bury the wires. Now your lights are working, you can set up your transformer to come on and go off at the time that you want. Some transformers have integrated timers, some have integrated photocells, or you can install a timer or a photocell into most basic transformers. Now you can bury those wires. Then go have a cool beverage, sit in your easy chair for a bit, and wait for the sun to go down, because after sunset, it's time to focus your lights. Point those lights exactly the way you want them, but do pay attention to glare. You don't want your fixtures creating a glare for drivers or providing a less than aesthetically pleasing viewing experience. Then, take pictures of that beautifully lit yard and post them on social media to make all your friends jealous. Lighting Warehouse has the fixtures, lamps, and other accessories to make your landscape lighting dreams come true. Buy it all today on lightingwarehouse.com.